What's happening, Renzo Gang? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Y'all, my voice is a little, gone because I just did a lot of hooting and hollering because I just reacted to the Avengers Doomsday trailer for the X-Men. So, Renzo Gang, if you wanna, check that out, go ahead and check it out. The video's dropping, so go ahead and check it out for my Marvel fans. Now today, this one right here, this is another real life video. And honestly, I don't really have a good title for this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and go ahead and speak to y'all real quick. All right, Renzo Gang. So as you all know, I give a lot of real talk and like a lot of advice on dating and your hygiene, taking care of your mental health, this, that, and the third. Today, this one's gonna be a little different. Um, I know a lot of people say, from the new year, this, that, and the third, I'm gonna be, cutting people off, here and there. You know what? Even though this is technically not the new year, but we'll get into that in a whole nother other time. Like January's not the new year, but anyway, that's another video for another day. If you guys feel the need to cut somebody off or cut people off, if you feel like they're wasting your time or not respecting your boundaries or not communicating, then by all means cut them off. There's no sense of having dead weight. No sense of having dead weight. And be honest with you, y'all, I done got to the point where I didn't start cutting people off and I kind of enjoyed it a little too much. And that's the crazy thing. Like I never wanted to like really be the type to cut people off. But Renzo Gang, like I'm 31 years old. I'll be 32 this year in July. And life is too short and I just don't, if you're not serving no purpose in my life, or if you're not, respecting my boundaries, or if you're not someone that's supportive of, my dreams and anything that I do, but you support everybody else, you're getting cut off. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much I cared for you, or if you're a family member, or if you're a friend or ex, whatever. If you do anything one time that I don't like, you're getting cut off. Like I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna try to plea and hope you get it together. You're just gonna get cut off. Simple as that. I'm not I'm not gonna throw subliminals at you on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. We're too grown to be playing games with people. Like too many people. I see a lot of people get disrespected a lot. People posting how they're tired of the disrespect people show them through social media, whether it's people that not supporting you, supporting others, people that's treating you as a second option, people that come back into your life. For example, if an ex come back into your life, that you cared and loved, and that you guys have broke up because of like whatever reasons, and you feel like giving that person a shot again, but then they do like one wrong thing, by all means cut them off. I don't even care if it's family. Like if it's your family and if they disrespect your, well, I don't care if it's your religious beliefs, they disrespect your time, they disrespect your boundaries that you set, just because like if it's another family member that you don't rock with, that they try to play peacemaker, by all means cut them off. And that's another thing that will get people cut off real quick, trying to play peacemaker, trying to force people to, and people don't like each other. In my eyes, honestly, I don't like peacemaking because I feel like that's, to me, that's a form of instigating, especially if those two people don't get along, and that's just something you cannot force. You cannot force people to try to talk. Like that's just, to me, that's disrespectful, and that's overstepping your boundary, especially if it has nothing to do with you, or if it does have something to do with you, but it's not, you know, like, by all means, if you feel in your gut that your safety or your energy is being tampered with, cut them off. I used to, really I really did not like the idea of cutting people off, but as I've, gotten older and I tolerate, less things, like you're gonna get cut off. Like I'm sorry, like my peace is more important than anything. I gotta protect my peace because I know I, how can I say this? I know how I am, and I know how far I could probably take stuff if you test me. And personally, I'd rather just cut you off before you get me to that point. And I commend anybody cutting any negativity out of their life, cutting their dead weight. I commend you all for doing it because a lot of times some people can cut people off with ease. A lot of people they let their emotions control them. They go through the motions. And me, over the years, like I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of hard me cutting people off, but I started getting accustomed to it, and I started liking it more because I prefer my peace over trying to keep somebody that don't want to be here. Like I've cut off friendships. I, I've cut off my ex girlfriends that that I thought changed but didn't. I'm just not. If you're gonna wait, honestly, besides all the girlfriend, ex, whatever, I don't care who you are. If you're gonna waste my time, whether it's business, relationship, you know, if I'm looking for a spiritual guide, anything. If you waste my time, I don't care what it is. You waste my time, you're getting cut off. I don't care who you are. You are getting cut off. And I recommend anybody, cut anybody off you feel in your gut that's no good for you or that's wasting your time or disturbing your peace. By all means, cut them off. I honestly, like, people take your kindness for weakness, and I had to learn that the hard way. Growing up, I was always being, too nice. And then as I gotten older, I've actually, gotten a little meaner than what I used to be. And people really think they know me. And I'm like, you don't know me like you think you do. Like, I'm actually a lot, I, I'm actually meaner than what people think I am. But I don't show it because I try to control myself and I try to be more professional. But at the end of the day, I'm just not going to tolerate nonsense. I'm not going to tolerate nobody wasting my time. I'm not going to tolerate hypocrites. I'm just not going to tolerate. There's a lot of stuff I'm not going to tolerate. And and especially with this generation, I'm not tolerating nothing. And if I feel like you're disrespecting me or you're coming off to me as disrespectful, you're getting cut off. I'm not even going to argue with you. There's no point in going back and forth. Like, we're all adults. I'm not going back and forth with nobody, especially if you know that you in the wrong. I shouldn't have to explain why I'm cutting you off. Like, that's just common sense. Like, simple as that. That's just common sense. I shouldn't have to explain why I'm cutting somebody off. Like, look at your actions. Like, your actions, are showing me why I gotta cut you off. You know? And then that's another thing that really grinds my gears. If I'm really trying to get to know somebody, a woman, of course, obviously. If I'm trying to get to know a woman and whatever, and I get it that we're busy and everything, communicate with me, because if I see that you straight up just posting on social media and you're not replying back to anything, like if I try to check on you or see how you doing and you don't reply, but you all on social media. And another thing that really grinds my gears, if you on social media, you ignore my calls or texts or whatever, and you're watching what I'm doing, oh, that's the quickest way to get you blocked and cut off. I mean, for good. Like, I'm not like we're how old are we, people? And by all means, I'm not snapping on nobody. I'm not throwing shots at nobody. None of that. I'm just saying, like, it's been a lot of people, I've been seeing on social media, saying, that what they're tired of, dealing with, certain this, that, and the third, and they can start cutting people off. By all means, yo, go ahead and cut that person off or cut them people off. If you feel like they're disrespecting your time, disrespecting you or not respecting your boundaries or wasting your time and or being hypocrites, or if you feel like you're unsafe, cut them off. Like, we're just not going to sit up here and argue with people. We're just going to cut them off. And then if they want to act stupid and, be like, what happened? Like, you really shouldn't have to explain what's common sense. You really should not have to explain that. Because by all means, people, like, you only get one life to live, and you don't want to waste your time dealing with nonsense. You just don't. You don't. Instead of, just being violent or, going back and forth to throwing shots, trying to embarrass somebody on social media, just cut them off. I tell you, like, your absence and silence says a lot more than, trying to get rowdy with somebody, trying to prove a point. Because to be honest with you, yeah, I'm glad I'm finally, at a point in my life where I'm not gonna tolerate certain stuff because I'm just gonna cut people off. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm just not gonna deal with it. And if I have to sit here and explain to you why I'm cutting you off, then yeah, you definitely deserve to be cut off, and you deserve to be blocked. And then you try to manipulate me and try to undermine me and think, make me think oh, I'm tripping. Like, nah, you're just gonna get cut off. Simple as that. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I didn't got to a point in my life where I can go for a long time without talking to somebody and it can stay that way. Like, it can, like, I don't care if we were close. If I feel like you do anything to me that and I have to look at you a certain way, like I gotta cut you off. And even if I somewhat give you a chance, the relationship is never going to be the same. It's just not. Like, it's never going to be the same. So, just be mindful what y'all do to people, because like, people are tired of dealing with the nonsense and the negativity. So be mindful how you treat people and be mindful how you do people. Because later on you're gonna need them. Like, you burn that bridge, you might need them later on. I'm just saying, people, like, y'all gotta start watching how y'all do people and watching what y'all say to people, and just be mindful how you treat people. If you're an ex that that's coming back in that person's life and y'all claim y'all love you and miss each other, then act like it. Communicate. And that's anything. Like, anytime, like, if you're gonna be in somebody's life, communicate with them. Like, don't go all day without talking to somebody, and then you're ignoring their calls or texts, and then you monitoring what they're saying or what they're doing on their social media. Like, that's one thing about this generation I cannot stand. Y'all love to ghost somebody for no absolute reason, ignore people, and then sit up there and trying to supervise their social media and like trying to and see if you're trying to find something. Like, that's one thing about y'all I really hate. And I'm sorry to use that word. Like, I really hate when y'all do that. Like, this generation really gets under my skin with that. Y'all really get under my skin with that. But this message right here is for anybody. If you feel the need, if you have to cut somebody off, cut them off. Like, don't even go back and forth with them. Like, block them, get rid of all their social media, like text threads. I don't care what you have to do. If you really feel like you're done with that person or people, do what you got to do to get rid of them. Because obviously, it got to that point where they're not respecting you. So why am I gonna keep you around for you to keep disrespecting me? Why am I gonna keep you around? And then your bad energy is lingering on to me, and I'm having gut feelings, not trusting my gut feelings. And I'm having bad days, and then I'm messed up in the head thinking about what you said or what you did or how you're treating me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just cut them off, people. That's all you got to do. That's the message for today, y'all. And I hated to, I ain't want to sound, a little, I kind of sound a little harsh with it, but at the same time, like, my point has to get across. And I'm pretty sure for those that, if you're contemplating on cutting them people off, if you got to keep thinking about it, go ahead and do it. Because obviously they're not going to do right by you. Just let them go. Because it hurts worse holding on to dead weight instead of letting it go. And something, yes, and it does hurt letting go, but I promise you it's worth it. And don't even go back and forth on ladies, especially. Y'all need to learn to leave that man, that toxic man, alone. Ladies, especially, like, I don't know what it is, like, why y'all keep hanging around with that, or keeping a guy around that hurts y'all the most. I don't understand y'all with that. Like, I really want to pluck my curly hair out. Like, y'all just really irk my nerves keeping that toxic man around instead of cutting him off. And you know he's manipulating you. And then y'all start getting into y'all mindset of, every man is the same. And then when the actual right good guy come around, I ain't saying, he got to be a square or nothing like that, or corny or a nerd. I ain't saying all of that. I'm saying like a good man that come around and he's good, but you cutting him off for, whew, y'all about to make me yell. but but yeah, if you feel like you gotta cut that person off, just go ahead and cut them off. No explanation. Block them. Whatever. Do what you gotta do. Protect your peace. All right, Renzo Gang. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you really enjoyed this and you love these real talks, I want y'all to start commenting down below some topics that you want me to talk about. Like when I'm doing these real life talks, I want y'all to comment some topics down below and just give me like some ideas or give me some input what you want me to talk about or some advice, like whatever it is. As long as it's not, as long as it's not mathematics stuff, like nah, we ain't doing all of that. Uh but yeah, like if you guys I guess want some relationship dating advice, I guess I can give you that, guys, that even though I've been single and I'm still single, like I can give you that because I've experienced a lot of certain stuff, so I can help you in certain aspects, certain things I can help you out with. But, Renzo Gang, I love doing stuff like this, because I really feel like it really gets out to that person. As long as I can reach, just that one person, you know, if you feel like in your conscience or in your gut, like you need to hear this, then this is for you. If I can just reach just one person with these type of videos, like the real talk videos, stuff like this, I'll be so much happy. Sometimes like I do stuff like this because I want to try to save someone's life. Because you just never know what someone's dealing with mentally. You just never know. And Renzo Gang, like I really care about a lot of people, but at the same time, like I gotta put me first. Well, first I gotta put God first for anything. Then put me after that. You know what I'm trying to say. But Renzo Gang, like I really appreciate y'all for supporting me. It's been a year since I've had this channel. Like I really thank y'all for just being there with me. Even with the small subscribers that I have, I don't care. Like I'm gonna continue to grow. I'm gonna get bigger. Like believe that, Renzo Gang. I ain't going nowhere. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Give this video a fat thumbs up. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos, Renzo Gang. And share this video. Like if you really need someone to talk to, or if you feel like people are too judgmental, just come down to my real talk videos. Just click in the description down below. Hit the link. I'm gonna take you right to my Real Talks playlist, and just pick whatever video you want to see, and there you go. I'm not gonna judge you. We're not in a position to be judging. Like ain't none of us God. We ain't in no position to judge nobody. So with that being said, Renzo Gang, I love y'all. See y'all next time.